Hi guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, 10 Minutes Japan. Today, I will tell you about Galapagos Syndrome, one of the business terms used in Japan. But, I'm not interested in good or bad about it. So, I just want you to know about 4 examples, which are really Japanish Japanese products, services, and events. So let's check it out.
Galapagos Syndrome is one of the business terms used in Japan. This word refers to a condition in which a product or service is over-optimized in the isolated environment of the Japanese market, resulting in a loss of compatibility and isolation in the global market. It is a cautionary analogy to the ecosystem of the Galapagos Islands, where climate change and the invasion of alien species will eventually put the island's flora and fauna in danger of being eliminated. The prerequisite for Galapagosization is a sufficiently large and particular market that can be established independently. In Japan, a population of just over 100 million people has needs that are unique to Japan, such as the Japanese language, Japanese culture, and Japanese laws and regulations. So, Japan satisfies the prerequisite. The strategy to succeed within this market is to promote a unique evolution based on local needs, resulting in specialized, high-level products and services. This is exactly what Galapagosized products are. In addition, Galapagosized services are in a situation where they are capturing consumers in the only Japanese market. So, they aim to increase the unit price per customer, leading to high performance, multiple functions, and high prices, only attractive to Japanese. This will make it difficult to enter the global market with the same products, although a certain amount of profit will be made. On the other hand, products that operate in the global market tend to be not competitive in Japan, because Japanese people don't feel right to them. However, products that are marketed globally are cheaper due to the massive scale of production. Also, as time passes, foreign products eventually become equal to or better than products with domestic specifications, in terms of essential performance, due to friendly competition in the global market. Global models come to meet the requirements of a certain number of Japanese people as well. If the support system for global models is set up in Japan at this time, global models made overseas that are cheap, high performance, and Japanese language compatible will flow in at once, leading to the defeat of the unique Japanese specifications. It is true that if we want to focus on economic efficiency in the global market, we should adapt to the world's mainstream. Still, Japan's uniqueness also has its advantages. For example, in the Galapagos Islands, there are Galapagos tortoises that are over 100 years old. Similarly, Japan has mysterious products and services that exist only in Japan. So, leaving aside, good or bad, of Galapagos Syndrome for the moment, I would like to introduce to you, researchers from overseas, some of the Galapagosized objects that are unique to Japan. The first Galapagosized product is multifunctional toilets. Tourists who come to Japan from abroad are always surprised by the multifunctionality of Japanese restrooms. In Japan, you can find both Japanese and Western-style toilets, but most public facilities are Western-style. The Western style was invented in Europe and the United States, and Japanese have Galapagosized it. When you first enter the private room, the toilet seat will automatically open to welcome you. Then, when you sit down on the toilet seat, a part of your body will be touched by the pleasant warmth, almost like your body temperature. What's more, with the Otahime feature, no one will be able to hear your noise. To top it all off, after you do your business, the electric toilet seat will gently wash you up. Finally, after leaving your private room, the auto-powered deodorizer resets the space for the next guest. However, not all of us, even the Japanese, use all of the features. They are kind and helpful partners who are a bit excessive. It is said that some tourists are so impressed with the multifunctional toilet in Japan that they buy it back home. Please consider purchasing one when you come to Japan. The second Galapagosized service we would like to introduce is the Shareholder Special Benefit System, Kabunushi Yutai. This is a system whereby a stock company gives various discount coupons and products related to the company to shareholders who held a specific number or more of the company's stock on the vesting date. This type of return to shareholders is rarely implemented outside of Japan. On the other hand, according to a survey by Nomura Investor Relations, as of the end of March 2021, The number of companies doing these special programs was 1,516, about 40% of all listed companies. This Galapagos service is not required by law, just performed by each company at its own discretion, as one of the strategies to increase the number of individual shareholders. Small shareholders have an advantage because the smaller the number of stocks a shareholder has, the higher the actual yield, including shareholder benefits, is likely to be. However, there must be Japan's gift-giving culture at the root of this strategy, such as mid-year gifts, ochugan, and year-end gifts, osibo. Japanese people love gifts and souvenirs. However, in 2021, for the first time in 11 years, the number of companies implementing this Galapagos culture began to decline. The spread of COVID-19 worsened companies' performance, and institutional investors demanded fairer returns through dividends rather than special treatment. The third Galapagos product is the Japanese stamp, Hanko. In the Japanese Hanko culture, it is considered a good idea to put a stamp on any document. For example, in business and administrative procedures, a Hanko is essential for personal identification. In Japan, if you forget your Hanko, you have to go back and forth the same way to pick up your Hanko in your home. Also, when shopping on Amazon or Rakuten, it was common to get a stamp at the entrance of your home. However, in recent years, Japanese Hanko has been forced to sleep on Japanese-owned shelves with extremely limited opportunities for activity. The reason for this is that the Hanko has become a fundamental problem in the spread of COVID-19. In other words, Japanese had to give up telework or meet the delivery person at the door to get the stamp. As a result, the actual feeling of most Japanese people, a Hanko is a hassle, erupted. In recent years, the trending words in Japan have been de Hanko and Hanko-less. In 2020, Taro Kono, Japan's Minister for Administrative Reform, shouted, "Stop using Hanko." On the other hand, Japan's former Minister for IT Policy, Naokazu Takimoto, made headlines when he also served as chairman of the Parliamentary League for the Preservation of Japan's Hanko culture. At this very moment, the future of the stamp is being tested between efficiency and culture. Besides, the big wave of the global standard of e-signature is about to blow away the Hanko. In business, where efficiency is required, Hankos may be unnecessary. However, Hankos in Japanese culture is quite cool and cute. So, if you come to Japan, why not make a Hanko with your name on it to celebrate your visit? The last Galapagos-sized one is Ikiden. Ikiden is a marathon relay race in which team members work together to complete a designated course. Players run their own sections called kuken. Competitors run wearing a sash called tsuki, instead of a baton. One runner passes tsuki to the runner of the next section. The number of runners in a team varies depending on the race. Until recently, Ikiden was held only in Japan, so it was called Ikiden. However, World Athletics has designated the international name for Ikiden as road relay. Japan is out of the world's trend in the field of long-distance running. In other words, a marathon relay is more popular than a marathon as a sport. It is said that Ikiden, a relay race in which runners link the tsuki together, is influenced by Japanese culture, which emphasizes the idea of harmony rather than individuality. Many Japanese are touched by the sight of a team passing a single tsuki together. No matter how great one runner's performance is, if one section of the race is not connected, the team's challenge is over. Ikiden is a Galapagos-sized version of the marathon. The marathon is a battle against oneself. On the other hand, Ikiden is a battle for the collective strength of the team. There are two most famous Ikiden events in Japan. The first is the New Year Ikiden, held every year on January 1st in Gunma Prefecture, Japan. Japanese famous companies participate in this event. Japan's leading automobile manufacturers, such as Toyota, Honda, Subaru, and Mazda, and major corporations such as Asahi Kasei, Kanebo, and Konica Minolta. Every New Year's Day, Japanese families enjoy this Ikiden race. The second event is the Hakone Ikiden, held on January 2nd and 3, the days after the New Year Ikiden. Over these 2 days, universities in the Kanto area compete against each other to run between Tokyo and the hot spring resort of Hakone. This annual event is super dramatic. In particular, the fifth section is a highlight, with a difference in elevation of about 860 meters over a distance of 23 kilometers. Athletes in the fifth section run up a relentless slope that seems to go on forever from the Odawara relay station to Ashinoko. Japanese respect the athletes who perform exceptionally well in this section as mountain gods, Yama no Kami. On the first 3 days of the year, Japanese people are glued to Ikeden on TV. Japanese love Ikeden.
Thank you so much for watching. Give me a big like and your comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, bye.